Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Spectacular Spider-Man. I was contemplating singing it like the intro, but each time I did it, just did not. It sounded kind of cringy, so I just didn't end up doing it. But I thought about it. But yeah, I just thought I should let you guys know. Anyways, what do I think about Spectacular Spider-Man? Well, it's interesting. A lot of people like it. A lot of people think it's pretty spectacular. It seems to be the general consensus if you look online or whatever. I think that's it's a little much. I think that's a little overselling it just a tad. I mean, I don't know, maybe a little more than a tad. I think it's good. I think it's commendable. I think it's got something for me that's worth revisiting. So already we're kind of like, but it's also kind of, it's not that special. I mean, I've thought about it, kind of, and this idea is just stuck in my head, and I don't know how much it's totally a good idea or good accurate representation of it, but it feels like maybe a really, really, really well done 6 out of 10 show, and because it's so well done, it's a 7 out of 10. And I don't know, it feels kind of like a 6 out of 10 just because, like, I mean, it's just not crazy, animation. I think, okay, you gotta, I mean, we're getting, so many ways you could start. I don't know, I just went with animation first because that's very simple and easy. The animation is not a huge contributor to why it's a 6 out of 10, but it's something, I guess. First off, the look is fine. I love the look, aesthetic feel, that's all good. But the animation is and this is not talking about like fight choreography, I guess, choreography. This is just talking about straight up animation. Animation is a little, I don't know. It's just not. It can look a little cheap sometimes. And same with like some of the sound effects too. You can notice, like, I don't know, just sounds a little low budget. And not that like that should be the determiner. This is probably not the best way to start it. I hope I might be making some people really upset right now. I don't mean to be basing this is a small minor thing, but I don't know. I just felt like talking about it, I guess, a little. But that it's just, yeah, that's one thing. Just the animation, the overall quality of the show, from a technical standpoint, I guess, is a little low budget feeling, kind of. Not to say that or I don't know. I didn't really know where I was going with that. But yeah, little low budget feeling, just in terms of sound and animation. You'll see, like, I don't know, I've just noticed that whenever I watch it, like, I will notice awkward looking things and, like, oh, that was interesting, kind of weird looking, that didn't, yeah, I'll just notice things like that and I'm like, and but again, that's more of a minor nitpick. I just wanted to get that out of the way, I guess. In terms of, I don't know, like, some people, I don't know if people call it a masterpiece, but they really talk it up. And maybe they do talk about the animation and how it's, I don't know, maybe they do acknowledge that it's not great, but I don't know. I do think it's, I don't know, I just felt like talking about it, I guess. But it really, honestly, it's a minor nitpick. If everything else about the show is great, it wouldn't really affect it all that much, honestly. Just something I observed. Since we're and then other 6 out of 10 aspects of the show is, like, it just feels like it's not that unique, I guess. It kind of feels a little by the books, kind of generic, kind of, has the story, deals with cliches a little bit, it's like the whole Peter's got to balance his life, his normal life, with being a superhero, but things come up and oh my gosh, and he can't tell anyone, and they're all like, Peter, where are you? You didn't come to this thing. You said you would be there. And he's like, I know, I'm sorry, something came up. And it's just, I don't know. It doesn't. It's not. I don't mind it exactly, though. I don't know. Sometimes it can be a little annoying, but it does add to the like. I don't know, that sort of thing. If unless it's like being done in a entertaining way, when it's just done in of it, by itself or whatever, it just doesn't really do things for me, I guess. Sorry, I needed some water. So yeah, that's one example. And then you just have like basic. I don't know. None of the villains are like that really. Oh my gosh, I love this villain, or oh, I can't believe this. Oh, this is so Oh, I love this. Like the closest thing to me to that would be like something a Lincoln or something, or Lindell Link. I don't remember what his name is. Something L Lincoln, I think, or the Big Man, or the Boss, or AKA Tombstone. The albino super rich crime controller dude. That yeah, he's close. He's pretty I mean, he is definitely. I mean, and gonna say it. This isn't talking about like how like it feels I'll get to why it gets to 7 out of 10. This is just talking about all the like things kind of making it feel like a 6 out of 10 without talking about the good stuff yet. I'll get to the good stuff, or what makes it awesome. But and so there's gonna be more to what I'm saying, I guess. But even the closest guy, something Abe Lincoln, and Lindell Lincoln, Tombstone, whatever. I should just says Tombstone. Even he doesn't like. He's just cool because he's like, he's a no nonsense. I'm straight to the point, and everything I say makes sense, and like, I am, you can't. I don't know. He's just a very straight guy who's like, I don't know, he's very practical and pragmatic, and also kind of like he appears very not very villainously or whatever, but he's like in control of this huge crime organization or whatever, and he's also really strong, and so I don't know, that kind of makes him kind of cool. But like even him, he doesn't like, there's nothing super, but that's like the most special thing about him, I feel like. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, and I'll get to why I still like enjoy the show and what puts it over the top, what makes it so good. But that's just talking about that. Yeah, like I kind of forgot where I was going a little bit. I know I was talking about 6 out of 10, and like I don't know how I got on. I guess the villains, none of them. I talking about the plot. Deals with cliches. None of the villains are super standout noteworthy. And the plot is totally very fine. It's like absolutely fine. And I mean that in a positive way, mostly. Or like more positive than negative. It's like I would give this plot a thumbs up in a very, not like, this is not a very valuable thumbs up, but this is a nice job thumbs up kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe the plot's not. Again, I'm entangling it with all the other things. It's hard. It's kind of separating like what about it is basic with what brings it over the top, and I think just like the general. The plot of most episodes is not, crazy insane or like, oh my gosh, this is so enthralling. Oh, what a tough spot. I'm so engaged. I don't think that's most episodes. I think it's just, it is engaging. I am like invested in what happens, and I'm more I don't know. I do find it interesting for that. But it still doesn't feel like anything like hooking, I guess, sort of, or like worth a stand-up ovation or anything like that. I don't know. It just feels pretty normal. Yeah, and so yeah, and then so yeah, I think those are all the 6 out of 10 aspects of the show. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else, so let's just move on to what. Ooh, where does this good stuff come from? What is the good stuff here? And I don't know. I feel a little awkward talking about it because it's not super substantive. It's a little, I don't know, probably gonna be up to each individual, and hopefully you get what I'm saying. But yeah. Anyways, so what brings it up? Well, for one, the lead main protagonist, who's like, most of the screen time goes towards Peter Parker, Spider-Man. He's a pretty likable dude. I like his voice actor. He's a likable dude, and he does likable things. He gets in likable situations. Does likable actions. Just all around. I like when this guy's on screen. I like what this guy has to say. He's fun to listen to. I like the voice actor. I think this voice actor is definitely, I don't know. I think Spider-Man, and I think this voice actor. I don't know. And I'm saying that as someone who hasn't watched much other Spider-Man sort of media. But I don't know. I really liked the voice they put to him, and I don't know. I totally buy this character. I don't know. I just was really engaged with the voice actor of Spider-Man, and just, his overall character. Mostly. He would have some moments, I think mostly towards the first, in the first season, where he would be a little funkadilly. Cause it's weird, cause he's technically a 16-year-old in this show, which is a little crazy. He sounds like a college student or something. He sounds way older than a 16-year-old. And he sounds older, he acts older. I'm like, this is a 16-year-old? Are you kidding me? But and so because he's 16-year-old, they have him do some every once in a while, not a lot, but mostly regarding just romance, I suppose. He just does makes some interesting decisions, I suppose. I don't know, they just these one-off sort of things that come and go, where he'll just do something, I don't know, I guess more like trying to have him act more like a high schooler, but it just feels unlike his character that they've established. And so that can, I don't know, that's something to note, but that doesn't bring it down much. Overall, he's still very likable, still really enjoy his voice and his character, all the things he does. He does make a lot of jokes and quips that don't all hit, but I think because it's from a good voice actor, usually I don't mind them. Yeah. Sorry, I was changing the music. It was getting a little too intense. Yeah. That threw me off. Yeah. I think, he makes some jokes, quips that don't always hit. And yeah, usually though, because he's from a good voice actor and a good character, I don't know, at least for me, I don't mind. Usually, I just notice them as that was kind of a lame thing to say, but I don't know, it's not a big deal because it moves pretty fast and all that good stuff. So yeah, overall, that boosts the show up right there. That the person with 80% of the screen time is pretty dang likable, enjoyable, and I'm engaged with whatever he does. And yeah, so really like that. That brings it up right there. And then the writing kind of brings it up, and then it's like a mix of 6 out of 10 writing with I don't know, and maybe it's in part the writing. I feel kind of I don't feel like it warrants that much of a wow, this is really good writing. But for the most part, I do like the writing and the dialogue and the interactions of people. And when something funny happens or some character says an engaging line, I'm or I don't know, I'm amused, I'm engaged, and all that. And that does happen pretty consistently throughout an episode. But at the same time, it does also like, it's not constant engagement. It's not constant. Oh my gosh, I'm just enthralled with this writing. Every bit of dialogue is just absolutely, wow. Like there's a good chunk of it, a good percentage of it, if not the majority of it, feels just like moving the plot along, just basic, just basic stuff happening, events taking place, setting the scene, giving it, just either that or yeah, that kind of thing. And you got your action quips where Spider-Man's quipping with the villains, and those mix again from like 6 out of 10 to like, oh, that was amusing. I like this interaction. This is funny. This is charming. I am enjoying this. But most of the time, most of what they have to say is like pretty basic, not that standout. But yeah, the writing, I don't know. It just stands out to me, like, even though it does feel kind of like most of it is not that noteworthy or not that standing out, I think it does have enough where I'm like, wow, this feels kind of mature and kind of natural, and like, wow, I'm kind of this feels cool for this kind of show to I don't know, have these sort of interactions take place and whatnot, yeah. So that's the writing, and then you got other characters. So besides Spider-Man, you got some other characters that are kind of neat, and not all of them, but when they come, they're pretty cool. I'm speaking. There's like, I don't really know that it's worth talking about, because or how much it's worth talking about, because like there's not too many standout characters. It's just I don't know, just more like standout engagements, I guess, I suppose, where it's like I don't know. It just feels weird singling out one or two characters who appear in like 1 or 2 episodes or 3 episodes or whatever out of like the 24 episode series. And for context, totally forgot to mention this, I like jumped around a ton in the series. I didn't really watch in order or anything. I'm pretty sure I saw like all of the episodes, but I'm not 100%. I'm like 90% certain. I'm not sure that I saw every bit of every episode, just because I ended up watching it on like I don't know, there was a YouTube playlist, and I just watched it there. It seemed easiest and stuff, so that's what I did. But yeah, I just felt like clarifying that. But yeah, like I don't know. It's like some, like, I don't know, only characters that stand out to me as worth like, oh, these guys are standout. I love, I'm very engaged whenever these characters are on screen, or I'm like more than above average engaged when these characters are on screen, would be like Tombstone, Norman Osborn, I was gonna say Chiller, but it's Shocker and Catwoman. I think they have like, whenever they talk with the top people being Catwoman and Shocker, maybe, or maybe Tombstone. I don't know. I was thinking more Shocker, but yeah, Tombstone's pretty good too. But yeah, those are like the top characters. They're definitely not in every episode, and they're not like, they don't make up like taking all the episodes where those characters are in. Maybe it's a third of the show or whatever. Probably not even, honestly. Maybe not even a quarter. But I don't know. Singling those characters out, they stand out. But everyone else, and that doesn't mean everyone else is like lame. Like Gwen's still cool. MJ's still cool. I'm trying to think other cool people. Yeah, I don't know. No one is bad really, I don't think. But yeah. So characters, I don't know, initially I was going on about how characters were maybe above average, and some are, but not most, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just, yeah, the writing is, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, what puts the show over it. Because I do feel like I do come and revisit this show, and I do like, I would like be interested in watching a third season. Just if assuming it was like, if it retained the content quality of previous episodes. But so I don't know. There is, valued interest there, but it's not totally clear. And then I haven't even gotten to talk about the action. Action is pretty cool, I think. I haven't seen a lot of action, but when I watch the action, I don't know, for me, action, I want to know what's going on. I want to be able to, like, I don't like it when action, there's, like, a whole bunch of cuts, and there's, like, I don't know, they show it from weird or interesting angles, but, like, it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on. That turns me off of action. I like being able to tell what's going on. For the most part, I feel like they don't do that there, and they do a good job of, like, I don't know, making it feel like action is connected and you can tell what's going on, and I don't know, looks cool. And then they do interesting things, Spider-Man, I don't know, just fights interesting, they just have interesting fights and stuff. Not all the time, like sometimes the action can be a little, this is just, the Shocker shooting at Spider-Man over and over, and he's jumping around and all that, and but or I don't know, it's not always like super. I feel kind of weird talking it up, but it is appealing and it's not bad at all, I don't think. I mean, yeah, I think it's worth another nice work, thumbs up level. But yeah, so yeah, it's weird talking about it and like thinking about it, being aware of it. It feels like it should be kind of like, not a 6 out of 10, because it'd be at least a 6.5 with, I think it's still with at least, the writing and the interactions that take place. I'm engaged and I'm like in tune. I'm like, wow, this is, and I don't really, while like, I mentioned the plot does feel cliche, or I don't know, they have a lot of cliche events kind of take place, that kind of thing, or I don't know, it's not the most crazy noteworthy stuff always happening. It is still engaging, and maybe it really is just Peter Parker, Spider-Man, carries the whole thing, and everyone else is good enough that it turns into a 7 out of 10, because it's like, I don't know, really engaging character, voice actor, whatever, combined with a, all you need for a stimulating and engaging action show, And so those two things make it a 7 out of 10. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to figure out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying. I'm hoping something comes to me as I'm dragging this out. Trying to think of, what is it? Because I feel like with all I've talked about, there's not much to, I'm not making it sound very 7 out of 10ish. Maybe I am, but I don't know. Like, I want to say the writing is good, but I can think of a lot of lines that are just basic and fine and just, aren't that gripping, or, feel pretty basic. Yeah. So that's what keeps me from, like, really saying the writing is good or the writing is, above average. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just, leave you with that, and is it worth going out of your way for? I mean, I'm gonna, like, if there was like a duplicate of me, and or I made a clone of me, and this clone hadn't seen Spectacular Spider-Man, would I tell this clone to see Spectacular Spider-Man? I mean, that's an interesting question. Rewatching it for the first time, how would I feel about it? Because I should have clarified. I haven't even said anything about this, but I've just been like rewatching it over these past few days or whatever, going through like basically the whole series. But I had watched the whole thing a good long while ago on multiple occasions. Like, I would revisit it, watch some episodes, and then put it away, and then come back to it for a little bit, and did that again here. Except this time I made a review for it. But, and so I don't think it's, I don't know, maybe some people might think it's getting stale. I don't think it's getting stale. But I think I'm just noticing more, I don't know. It was a long time ago that I last watched it, though. So I don't know. I definitely don't think it's getting stale. But I think I'm just. Where am I? I don't even know what this is. I don't know if this is even worth talking about. But yeah. Where was I? Would I tell a clone of myself to watch it? I mean, if you need something to watch, it's not a bad yeah, you could try it out, you know. It's yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd say try it out. Maybe start with maybe start in the middle of the series or something like that, just cuz first episode, I feel like the best way to get an impression of a show is just jump in the middle or somewhere, just to you don't get that, cuz you know, shows can sometimes have rocky starts or whatever, and sometimes you just need to, like, I don't know, you know, go see how the show is doing when you get when it's already in its flow or whatever. But that was a little unnecessary. But yeah, I would say, you know, could be a memorable series. Might be something you'll be grateful for having, you know, given the time to. But I don't think you're missing anything huge. You just might be missing some entertainment, and you know, but yeah, I don't think it's that noteworthy. But it is, I don't know, it's noteworthy to an extent that, you know, I really like the Spider-Man actor, and everything else is fine with a thumbs up. Fine thumbs up. So, yeah, overall, that's what I'd say. Maybe I'll get better insights later, but probably not. So, yeah. That's Spectacular Spider-Man.